Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a new story of unexpected love. A man sets off on a solo journey to Thailand, but his adventure takes a surprising turn when he meets someone who just might be the one. Is this romance real or just part of the adventure? Let's find out together. Before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss one of our new stories. All right, let's jump right in.
Tom sat alone in his apartment, staring at his laptop screen. All of his friends were married or in serious relationships, which made planning vacations difficult. After months of hesitation, he finally made a bold decision. He would travel to Thailand by himself. While many people might find solo travel intimidating, Tom was excited about the adventure ahead. When his plane landed in Phuket, Thailand, Tom felt like he was entering a whole new world. He had heard stories about the famous nightlife in the area, but beyond that, he knew very little about the country or its culture. The humid air hit him as he stepped out of the airport, and the sounds and smells of Thailand immediately captured his senses. That first evening, Tom decided to explore Bangla Road, the main entertainment district. The street was just coming to life as the sun set, with venues setting up for the night ahead. He found a welcoming bar and struck up conversations with some of the friendly staff. His plan was to take it easy that first night, just observe the scene, have a few drinks, and get his bearings. As he made his way back toward his hotel, Tom stopped at several places, playing games and chatting with people he met. The last stop was a quiet bar near his hotel. Unlike the busier venues on Bangla Road, this one was peaceful, though there were several staff members present. The moment he walked in, they made him feel welcome, inviting him to join their group. They were playing a dice game and sharing drinks, taking turns buying rounds when someone lost. Tom found himself laughing and enjoying the casual atmosphere. It wasn't until he dropped one of the dice that he noticed Mai. She picked up the die and handed it back to him with a shy smile that immediately caught his attention. When Tom asked her name, Mai responded with a soft giggle. One of her co-workers explained that Mai was new to Phuket and didn't speak much English yet. She was 22 years old and very reserved. Tom could see her cheeks turning pink as they talked about her, which only made her more endearing. The other staff seemed amused by Mai's obvious embarrassment at receiving attention from a customer. Tom was instantly drawn to Mai's genuine demeanor. She was exactly his type, sweet, modest, and naturally beautiful. After more conversation and games, he asked if she would join him for the evening. Though Mai seemed hesitant at first, she agreed. They stopped to buy some drinks near the hotel, as Mai was clearly nervous and wanted to feel more comfortable. Back at the hotel, they spent an hour just talking about their lives and getting to know each other. Mai expressed how happy she was that Tom had taken an interest in her, and they ended up spending the entire night together. In the morning, they shared snacks from the nearby 7-Eleven before Mai headed home. The next evening, Tom couldn't stop thinking about Mai. He went back to her bar, hoping to see her again, but was told she wasn't feeling well. One of Mai's co-workers was very flirtatious with Tom, but he wasn't interested. He had read that the staff could be quite competitive with each other, and he didn't want to risk ruining his chances of seeing Mai again. Over the next few days, Tom met many other people in the various bars and venues, but none of them captured his attention like Mai had. He found himself comparing everyone to her and always finding them lacking that special quality that had drawn him to Mai in the first place. On Saturday, Tom returned to Mai's bar to watch a football match. The moment he walked in, her face lit up with that radiant smile he couldn't forget. She hugged him warmly and asked about his adventures since they'd last met. Though Mai clearly had no interest in football, she sat with him and pretended to be invested in the game, which Tom found adorable. After the match, Tom went back to his hotel to freshen up, promising to return later. When he did, they spent more time together, but this time he wanted to do something different. Instead of staying at the bar, they went for a romantic walk along the beach. Away from her workplace, Mai seemed to transform. She was more relaxed and open, more like a girlfriend than someone he had met at a bar. They found a quiet spot to sit and talk, using Google Translate when necessary to bridge the language gap. Mai shared that she had never had a foreign boyfriend and had been single for several years after breaking up with her Thai ex-boyfriend. She mentioned disliking her work in Thailand and joked about Tom taking her back to his country, though he sensed there was truth behind her jest. As Tom's vacation continued, he found himself spending more and more time with Mai. Every other venue felt empty without her presence. He took her on proper dates, nice restaurants, long walks on the beach, quiet evenings just enjoying each other's company. Their connection grew stronger with each passing day. On Tom's final night in Thailand, Mai's workplace was hosting a birthday celebration for one of the staff. There were balloons, food, and even live music. Though Tom spent more money than he'd planned on drinks and celebrations, seeing Mai happy made it worthwhile. They left the bar at 3 a.m., even though Tom had a 9 a.m. flight. Earlier that day, Tom had bought Mai flowers and a teddy bear as a thank you gift. When she saw them waiting on the hotel bed, she broke down crying, saying no one had ever done anything so thoughtful for her before. She told Tom she loved him and that he was different from other foreigners she'd met. That night, they simply held each other, with Mai crying softly, afraid she would never see him again. At 5 a.m., while Tom packed for his departure, Mai sat silently on the bed, visibly upset. During their final walk together, she held his hand tightly, unwilling to let go. Their goodbye was emotional. Mai cried openly while Tom struggled to maintain his composure. He promised to return soon, though he knew such promises were probably common in Phuket. As he turned to leave, Mai pulled him back for one last kiss. Back home, Tom found himself constantly thinking about Mai. They stayed in touch through messages, video calls, and photos. She would contact him after work most days, though sometimes she made excuses about being too tired or busy. Tom knew she wasn't always being truthful about her activities, which frustrated him. He wished she would be more honest about her life, even though he understood her work situation. They discussed Mai's future and her dreams. She explained that she worked to support her family and would love to further her education at university, but couldn't afford to stop working. When Tom asked what she would do if he could help support her family, she said she would immediately quit her job. She expressed a desire to build a future with Tom and possibly move to his country. Tom had mixed feelings about bringing Mai to his homeland. He worried she might find someone with more money and leave him. At the same time, he was considering the possibility of moving to Thailand, as there wasn't much keeping him in his own country anymore. Planning ahead, Tom decided to return to Thailand in 3 months for a longer stay, this time for a full month. He and Mai discussed spending 2 weeks in Phuket and then traveling around Thailand together for the remaining 2 weeks. Tom thought about suggesting they spend time somewhere other than Phuket, away from the party atmosphere and temptations of the tourist areas, where they could focus on developing their relationship. As Tom contemplated his situation, several questions weighed heavily on his mind. Could he help Mai build a different life? Was she being sincere about her feelings, or was he just one of many men she stayed in contact with? While his logical mind told him to move on and chalk it up to a holiday romance, his heart pulled him in a different direction. He truly believed Mai's feelings were genuine, but supporting her through university and helping her family would require significant financial commitment. The complexity of their situation was not lost on Tom. The world had changed significantly in recent years, with social media and technology making it easier than ever for people to maintain multiple relationships. The simple romance stories of the past, where couples met in Thailand and lived happily ever after, seemed to belong to a different era. Still, Tom couldn't shake the feeling that what he and Mai shared was special. Her tears when he gave her the flowers, the way she transformed when they were alone together, and her genuine shyness all suggested authentic emotions. Yet the practical challenges were daunting. The cultural differences, the financial responsibilities, the geographic distance, and the trust issues that naturally arose from their unique situation. As Tom saved money for his return trip, He spent hours researching similar relationships, seeking advice from others who had been in his position. He knew that many would tell him to guard his heart and his wallet, but he also believed that real love could flourish in unexpected places. The question wasn't whether his feelings for Mai were real, he knew they were. The question was whether their connection was strong enough to overcome the numerous obstacles they would face. Looking at Mai's picture on his phone, Tom realized that sometimes the biggest risks in life could lead to the greatest happiness. Whether their story would become a cautionary tale or a romance for the ages remained to be seen. But Tom knew he had to follow his heart and at least try to build a future with Mai. The alternative, walking away without ever knowing what could have been, seemed far more painful than any potential heartbreak.
All right, guys, thanks so much for listening all the way through. I'm curious, what's your take on this story? Do you believe Tom and Mai's connection was the real thing? Or was it just a spark that came and went with the vacation? Would you make the same decisions Tom did? And do you think a relationship like this can survive? Let me know in the comments. I'm really looking forward to your perspectives. And as always, if you enjoyed the story, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more stories. Thanks again for being part of the community, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.